sports to the game.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
America! Demand
JP!
I want
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
I want my
MJP!
Call your cable company and say I want my
MJP! So I just realized my mic was on mute last time, so I'll do that all over again. Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here we are with another live stream for you guys today. We're going to be doing some Madden NFL 24 hashtag Detroit versus everybody. But before I go any further, let me just say, if you like this stream, any of the content on the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be getting into some MJP games and movies. Detroit versus everybody here. And I already did the intro, so I'm not going to do it again. But, yeah, here we are. I was wanting to do some Madden NFL stuff. You know, the Lions are kicking butt and taking names. And, you know, we're going to the Super Bowl. I just feel it. You're going down, San Francisco. You're going down this Sunday. And, just a little bit of background information. I've been playing Madden NFL 24 for a couple of months now, and I'm playing a season as both the Lions and the Miami Dolphins. The Lions because they're my hometown team, and then the Dolphins because I want to run as an AFC team. And Dan Marino's probably my favorite quarterback from back in the day, and so I wanted to run with him. And so if the teams meet up, it's gonna be in the Super Bowl kind of a thing. And so and I tried to live stream this game once before, but it's a little bit much for my computer and everything. The game is not optimized well on Steam. It is a well-known problem. But anyways, let's get down into it. And here we go. We're going to start by taking a look at the rosters that I got here. And I'm playing with kind of like NFL legends with the modern teams. And I put myself in as the quarterback of the Lions. I'll be first to admit maybe I had some doubts that Goff could take us this far, but nevertheless, here we are. And I got Barry Sanders at running back. Fullback, nobody special. Wide receivers, I got Calvin Johnson with the current lineup. So I got Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Reynolds and all the rest of them there. But I got Megatron leading the way, and then my man Sam Laporta at tight end. He's my big tight end threat. And then we got Taylor Decker on the line, Jonah Jackson, great offensive line for the current Lions. Frank Ragnow at center, and this is our only weak position, right guard. And then Sewell, we got him at right tackle. So we got a really strong offensive line. We got Aiden Hutchinson on defensive end, and Romeo Okwara on the other end, which I've had a huge season with him. And then here's a look at our linebacking crew. This is probably one of the weaker spots of the team. I have Chris Spielman, Lions legend, coming in as the middle linebacker. So, that's a big change there. And here's a look at the other outside linebacker on the team. And then here on corner, we have Lions legend Lem Barney with the rest of the current secondary. And then here's a look at our free safety. But I don't start him. I actually, because I have Jack Christensen, another Lions legend at strong safety, I move C.J. Gardner-Johnson over to free safety. So that's a little quick look at my Lions roster that I'm running with. And like I said, I'm running as two teams, so I'm also running as the Dolphins. And we have Dan the Man Marino at quarterback. Like I say, he's probably my favorite quarterback of all time. And then we got Ricky Williams at running back. He's having a monster season for me, which I'll get into the stats and everything. Larry Zonka, Dolphins legend, at fullback. And then wide receivers, we have Tariq Hill, Mark Clayton, played with Marino back in the 80s. Jalen Waddle, he's a good return man. And that's pretty much it for them. And then the tight ends, nothing special there, typical stuff. And then we'll take a quick look at the offensive line. Again, I've made no changes here. This is all the current Miami Dolphins offensive line here. No major changes whatsoever there. And all right, let's move on from the offensive line. Now, defensive end, Emmanuel Ogbah. He's had a good season for me. Can't complain with how he's played. And then I have Jason Taylor, Dolphins legend, on the other defensive end. He's having a good season for me. Defensive tackle. None of these guys are playing super amazing for me, if I'm honest. And then now we're going to look at the linebacking crew. Got Chubb there. Zach Thomas, Dolphins legend. He's my middle linebacker. And then here is the other outside linebacker here. And take a look at the corners. Jalen Ramsey's having a huge season. Xavier Howard's having a good season for me. Woolen's having a good season as well. Getting lots of interceptions, those guys. And then free safety, we have Holland at free safety. And then that's pretty much it for them. And now we're going to take a look at the rest of the rosters. Because I put in, here's Brian Urlacher, Refrigerator Perry, Dick Butkus, Mike Singletary, Walter Payton, Mike Ditka, Devin Hester, and then the Bears quarterback is Sid Luckman. These are legends. Like I said, there's legends on all of the teams as well as the current players. And, some teams have more legends than others, obviously. And for that, what I did is that you can download rosters that other people have made right from the server. And so that was my starting base. And then from there, I went and plugged in some more that I thought were missing. You can see O.J. Simpson is on the Buffalo Bills, along with Josh Allen and, the current players and everything. And then the Broncos here, they have Steve Atwater, Champ Bailey, Terrell Davis, John Elway, Shannon Sharp, Patrick Surtain. So some of these teams are going to have some pretty stacked rosters. And we'll look at the Browns, Ozzie Newsome, and Jim Brown. I got my eyes on him in the offseason because the Browns are, giving Chubb a lot of carries, which I understand, but when you got Jim Brown on your team, I would be going all with Jim Brown. But there's a look at the Browns roster. Buccaneers, they got Warren Sapp, legend, Derek Brooks, and that looks like that's it for the Bucks. And then Cardinals, they have Kurt Warner, Zach Ertz, Larry Fitzgerald. And then Chargers, they had Junior Seau with Danian Tomlinson, Kellen Winslow. That's who's running on the old Chargers squad. Chiefs, they have Travis Kelce, Derek Thomas, Patrick Mahomes, Tony Gonzalez, Will Shields, Chris Jones, Priest Holmes at running back. So, they're a pretty stacked squad for sure. Colts, they got Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. Big couple of legends, Colts legends. They needed some help there for sure. And then the Commanders, I put Marcus Allen on them even though he didn't play for them just because he wasn't serving any purpose. And I was trying to, help some of these other teams have better rosters. But they have RG3 is their starting quarterback there for the Commanders. And let's see here. The wife was talking to me when I was looking at that. Dolphins already looked at, so now we look at the Cowboys. You got Deion Sanders. They have an absolutely stacked squad. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, plus the current Cowboys team. And then here's a look at the Eagles. Darius Slay, Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens. And look at the Falcons. They have Jamal Anderson at running back, Michael Vick. So, Julio Jones is back on their team. So, the team's got some good players. Ronnie Lott, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Christian McCaffrey. So the 49ers squad, they're definitely stacked, that's for sure. And look at the Giants. Lawrence Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Michael Strahan, Eli Manning is back at quarterback for the old Giants squad. And here's a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look at the Jets. Darrelle Revis, get there on Revis Island. And then they have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, obviously. So, and then we already looked at the Lions. Now we'll look at the Packers. Charles Woodson, Ray Nitschke, Reggie White, Clay Matthews, Don Hudson, Brett Favre at quarterback. So, the Packers are a squad. Panthers, let's see, they got Cam Newton at quarterback. Looks like about it for them. Patriots, Gronk is at tight end. Tom Brady, Wes Welker, Ty Law. So, the Pats have some players. And then here is Bo Jackson on the Raiders. And then I put Steve Young on the Raiders just because he wasn't going to get any playing time behind Joe Montana. And then here's a look at the Rams. Dick Night Train Lane, Eric Dickerson, Cooper Kupp, Isaac Bruce, Matthew Stafford, Torrey Holt. So the Rams got a squad. Ravens, I put Gale Sayers on there because, again, he wasn't going to get any touches with Walter Payton on the Bears. But they have Ray Lewis, Johnny Unitas. I put him at quarterback for them. Saints, Drew Brees, Reggie Bush, plus their current players. Seahawks, Richard Sherman, Marshawn Lynch, Cam Chancellor, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. And then their quarterback is actually Tua. I can't say his last name. He played for the Dolphins. I actually traded him away, and they wanted him, so that's what happened there. We got Rod Harrison, Jamal Harrison, Terry Bradshaw. Lots of good players in the Steelers. And then here on the Texans, they got Earl Campbell and J.J. Watt, Warren Moon. So they got a pretty good squad over there on the Texans. And here's the Titans. They could have had some of those players as well, obviously. But they have Frank Wycheck, Steve McNair. And then they already have a current good running back, so I kept that with them. And then last but not least, we got the Vikings, Randy Moss, Randall, Chris Carter, Fran Tarkenton. They got an offense for sure on the that squad. So that's a little look at some of the players and everything that we can see in here going down. And like I said, due to the complexities of the game and how it wasn't optimized well, I can't actually live stream gameplay, like live gameplay. So I have a bunch of highlight reels, and we're going to watch them and take a look at everything. And we're going to start with the Miami Dolphins. So let's go.
You see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone.
Gets the Pats.
Demoralized teams, huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're talking.
Look at this interception by Xavier Howard, taking it back to the house.
We're going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Beat up on the Patriots. That's what I'm talking about. And then next up,
70 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
You know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man.
As the first half is winding down, and the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead.
giving it to him, Ricky.
Continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, but my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more.
Look at this.
But this defense,
boom, trucking over him. Get him, Ricky.
Definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Look at that run, Ricky Williams. Just beat up on the Jets. And so now we're going to move on to the next game.
Dolphins have taken the lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds.
Beating up on the champs, the defending champs. So next game.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL, and I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued on there.
48 yards, and they're able to add on to their advantage. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and second.
His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Tyreek Hill going deep. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. I like the song. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
Play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this way. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
So there's the Dolphins beating up on the Raiders. And next up,
big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins extend their lead yet again. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to...
Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from going up by 40.
I see you there, little shiesty. Thanks for joining it. Dolphins beating up on the Commanders there.
Extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. Fourth quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2. But I go ahead and kick this one.
This was a tight game against the Jets. The second time I played them. Had to come down. Look at the 3:41 left. Just tied up the game.
7 yards away. And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement.
Uh-oh.
But I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one. Was accomplished by scoring the touchdown. They're still down.
Here's Marino coming back. Tyreek Hill tying the game up again. Huge play. What a game we had going here.
Seconds. And I tell you, when it
8 seconds left. The Jets got the field goal on me. Took the win. The Dolphins are not undefeated anymore. Here we got another tough game against the Cowboys. Jalen Waddle, huge return.
Special team score, that's like gold in a coach's manual.
Taking the lead on the Dolphins late in the fourth. And then Aikman and the boys came down on me. Listen to the crowd just silent.
What a game
Oh.
this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And partner, that's a job.
And the Dolphins had a 2-game losing streak as of right now, as we're getting close to the playoffs. We just got a couple more regular season games, so let's see if the Dolphins can pull it back together. But in real life, they're out of it. They didn't make it through Kansas City, and now let's see how the Lions are doing. Detroit versus everybody. Let's go.
24 of the year, and the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one.
Can't tackle what you can't catch.
That can undo a lot of good work.
The Lion King, Barry Sanders,
You break off
getting
one
it
right
done.
there, and everything suddenly looks bad.
Dan
for you.
Campbell likes it. Let's go.
Big play there. His second
Megatron.
touchdown, 17th on the year. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Over the top to Megatron. Look at that.
I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback. Effort there. 68 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know
Beating
about
up on the
rookie
Bears.
is when the pressure's on, can you throw a touch?
The
He
Bears.
just did right there. And boy, it was pretty.
Lions victory.
A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, fourth quarter, they might actually do that.
Beating up on the
No
Bears.
chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
By this undefeated team, Charles, and it looks like they're going to stay that way after this one.
Yeah, one of the league's best offenses. They stayed on brand.
Oh,
in this
look at that
contest
play by
because
Megatron.
They continue to look good at what they do. Just added a late touchdown. Now they're really hammering home just how good they've been all year long, letting the rest of the league take notice.
Next
Down
up.
in this first half, and the Lions are an extra point away from taking the lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
You throw, what, a touchdown strike?
there you go. That's my man in concert.
Sorry, Junior. Can't handle Megatron.
Great effort there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Lions go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Barry's busting up the Packers. It's always a pleasure busting up on the Packers. Fudge Packers.
These guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So another
Here we
touchdown
go.
there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will.
Oh, look at that.
You name it, they're able to do it.
Can't tackle what you can't catch.
Whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Lions victory.
A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Lions go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays,
look at that
I
play.
think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile.
They had like
because
4 guys
they
around
feel
him.
more confident that they have
Took it to
found
the
their guy,
house.
their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
A big play there. 55 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly.
Broke him
and
off.
How decisive was
Go,
he to take
Barry,
that cut
go.
and just go. No one downfield there to stop him.
Continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Look at that. Can't catch him. He's too fast. Sorry about it. Look at him. Boom. Spin him off. Spin him off. Let's go, Barry. Laporta likes it.
Great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Look at that dime. Just threading it in
I mean,
there.
if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are.
And, of course, the play was good. The Saints went down. Next
well, you
up.
got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Bears
I know
again.
someone who doesn't like that stuff.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's
Oh,
supposed to be.
go, Barry,
But
go.
What you just described, that's team football. All right, when you
Look
get
at
a
him
3 and out,
walking away
you're supposed
from
to take
him.
advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock.
Boop.
Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Beat up on the Bears again.
On to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
That was the game-winning touchdown, or that sealed the game against the Broncos. And then, last but not least, we have a tough one against the Vikings.
In the final minute of the first half. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Amon
Let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there.
Tied the game.
Series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
Charles, what a big drive late in the fourth quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet.
Randy Moss giving me fits. Took the lead on me.
And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
6 seconds to go. The Lions march down the field. Megatron with the touchdown. Look how much space he had. Might as well be wide open with the game on the line. You give Megatron that kind of room. Game over. So that's how the Lions have performed thus far in the season. We are undefeated. And so now we're going to look at the stats and all that good fun stuff. So let's move on over there. So here we are. The Dolphins, let's see, we'll start with the overall. Lions are 15-0. The Dolphins are 13-2. Now, let's see. Here's all the rest of the teams and how they're performing. 11-4 for the Cowboys. Jaguars have been a surprise. So have the Commanders, honestly. And then here at the AFC, Dolphins have the #1 seed on lock. Lions have the #1 seed in the NFC on lock. And let's take a look at the two divisions. Here's the AFC. Wait, the Dolphins are in AFC East, not the South. So here we go. Again, they're 13-2. And the biggest surprise for me has been the Patriots with Tom Brady and Gronk and all everybody. They're just down in the gutter. Wasn't expecting that. Here's the NFC North. This division's been tough, even though the Lions are running away with it. All four teams are really solid here. You can tell by their records. And now let's take a look at some of the stats we got going here. Kind of numbers we putting up here. Here, Fran Tarkenton's leading the NFL in yards. Aaron Rodgers, #2. Patrick Mahomes, Kurt Warner. And here I am, doing pretty solid. There's Marino's numbers. He's having a good year as well. And then touchdown passes. Look at that. 47 touchdown passes for my player. Great season. And Marino's been no slouch as well. Put up 44 touchdown passes. And then interceptions, that's a different story. Marino's been killing the Dolphins with his interceptions. The two losses that we had, Marino's interceptions have really what caused them. And Bobby Vu is here, clean like a mother. Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing? Looking at some of my stats I got going in Madden. And let's take a look at the rushing stats. Look at those rushing yards for Barry Sanders. 2,791 with 2 games left to play. Look at those. And Ricky Williams having a huge year as well. 2,663. And Earl Campbell with 2 games left to go. He's got an outside chance to get to 2,000 yards. That's a huge run in game season, especially for a QB or a computer-controlled player. And then touchdowns. Look at that. Barry Sanders got 37 touchdowns. Huge numbers. And let's look at the receiving numbers. Calvin Johnson having a huge year. Look at it. 2,481. Already setting records and keeping on going. Tyreek Hill's also having a record-setting year, but being overshadowed by what Megatron's doing. Mark Clayton, 3rd in receiving yards, and then Randy Moss and Cooper Kupp, Larry Fitzgerald, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's up there in the top 10, so here we go, Amon-Ra. And touchdowns. Look at that. Megatron putting in the work with 29 receiving touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 16, though. He's no slouch, and the boys from Miami are doing solid as well. And then look at some of these defensive numbers. We'll take a look at tackles here, which I don't have anybody super high up in the tackles. Jerome Baker here for Miami. He's been my best tackling player, clearly. But then we move on over to sacks. Romeo Okwara, just not even like a star player. Look at 34 sacks on the season. He's who I usually am. And I have just been getting to the quarterback, busting him up with him. Interceptions. Jalen Ramsey with 11 picks on the year. Huge numbers for the Dolphins. Great play at corner for him. But the game gets a little picky and doesn't show all the stats because look at the Dolphins players. They got some players getting to the quarterback as well. Maybe not as good as Romeo Okwara is, but Jason Taylor and all them boys, they're putting in some work as well, so they need to get a little bit of shine there. And then let's see, move on over. Look at the in-season awards. Here we go. And look at this, going for MVP. Barry Sanders just lighting it up. Fran Tarkenton at number 2. Look at all these Lions players up near the top of the MVP voting. And then Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell. Motor City Dan Campbell leading the way. No surprise there. I made Don Shula the coach of the Dolphins, and he's in the number 2 spot. And then, let's see, Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC, Tyreek Hill, Ricky Williams leading the way there, 2 Dolphins players. NFC, we got Calvin Johnson actually beating out Barry for Offensive Player of the Year. They must want to give him some kind of hardware. And lots of good players here. Amon-Ra in the top 10, that surprises me. And then, I think there was more stuff to see there. Let's go back. Here we go. Yep. Yes, Detroit versus everybody. See you guys in the chat. And then Defensive Player of the Year, Junior Seau in the AFC. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Earl Campbell's going to take it looks like. Defensive Player of the Year in AFC, Junior Seau. Or Defensive Rookie of the Year, I should say. Best quarterback in the AFC, Joe Burrow in the Bengals. Look at that. Beating out some names. Best running back in the AFC, Ricky Williams got it on lock. Best wide receiver, Tyreek Hill's got that on lock. I'm not worried about that. And then wide receiver, no, go to the NFC. Best wide receiver, Calvin Johnson for sure. Amon-Ra, he's up there as well. Best running back, of course, it's Barry Sanders. Of course. Would there be anybody else? Best quarterback, Fran Tarkenton's beating out my player. It's kind of a bummer, but, you know, the other teams got to get some players in there as well. Got to give them some love. But, yeah, there's a look at the stats and standings and all that good, fun stuff. Mrs. Mikey J Production says, is it Friday yet? I know, honey, I know. I feel you there. But that's pretty much all I have for today's stream. I wanted to get everything caught up on what I've done in the season so far. And with the way the playoffs, the real NFL playoffs are going with the Lions kicking butt, you know, I wanted to get out there because, you know, I'm playing as my hometown team. You know, I'm Michigan made. I'm not a bandwagon jumper like some of y'all out there. But we're gonna beat San Francisco next week, and then we're heading to the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna keep playing, and I am going to do a couple more of these, you know, finish out the season and all that. So next time, you know, hopefully we'll see the playoffs and all that and find out who does win all the MVP awards and all that good stuff. But that is the stream for you guys today. Thanks, everyone, for watching. You know, hit that like on the way out and all that good stuff if you haven't already. I appreciate it. And honey says, cook those fries. Yeah, that's on the menu. All right, everyone. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. We got everything. You want some Mikey J stuff? We got the Mikey J Productions for you. So take a chance and stop by. We'll take care of you.